maybe it's good that you can't see the video feed with my co-host. Because if she would have seen that last shot of me, she'd probably go, what in the world? But, hey, this is the Jeff Adams Show. Welcome. I haven't done this for like 6 or 7 years, but this is the White Trash Christmas Part Deuce. And I'm very excited because in all this big world that we live in, I have the hottest woman on the planet. Oh, yes. It is the one and only Stacey Adams. How you doing, Stacey Adams?
Lovely this evening. I'm glad to be here.
How did you get so hot? That's my first question.
A lot of makeup. I guess some good jeans. Thank my mother.
Calvin Klein jeans?
Yes. Gloria Vanderbilt.
Calvin Klein's no friend of mine, so I don't like Marky or the Monarchy. Don't start me up like a Rolling Stone. I'll leave you soaking like Macaulay Culkin Home Alone. How you like that one?
Nice.
So, Stacey Adams, how are you?
I am lovely this evening.
Merry Christmas to your fine self.
Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm happy to be off work, enjoying, I think, 2 consecutive weeks, plus 2 days off. So this evening marks my first full day off work. Yay!
But speaking of that, I was just saying that even when you have days off, like today, for myself, it wasn't really a day off until probably 3 o'clock. Because when you have days off, like I know for a fact, tomorrow you really don't have a day off. Even though you have a day off of work. But for me, let's see. I got a text yesterday from your mom saying, could you pick up chairs? Not a problem. Called the church. Went to go get chairs for our Christmas Day celebration.
Thank you very much.
Yes, no, not a problem. But before that, then I got a phone call from the Nazarene church down the street saying, hey, I'm going to be a coach for my son's basketball team. I need to fill out paperwork. He calls me and says, hey, I've been out of the office all week. My daughter's been sick. Can you come by here? And I said, well, I'll stop by right now. So I headed down there, filled out paperwork, probably spent 35 minutes down there. He gave me the rundown.
So what you're saying is, even if you have the day off, it's not really a day off because there's always something to do.
There's always something to do.
But I love that about life. I love that there's always something to do. I don't like laying around the couch, and this is where you and I will differ and depart from one another. I don't like laying around. I love being busy.
Of course you're going to say that. But every once in a while, you need to just lay on the couch. You have to.
If you're sick, yes. Yes, if you have a fever or you're throwing up.
No. I mean, listen, I know there's days even with you shut down. You just completely shut down and you have to lay down. You have to take a nap. Now, I need every once in a while.
How often is that?
Well, probably once every 7, and once only 7 years, only when it's a leap year. No,
not very often. I just don't like laying around unless I'm outside laying poolside with some type of tropical drink. I don't enjoy laying around.
Now, I have to take time sometimes. But anyways, I'm not complaining about being busy. It's okay. And then I went to go to our church, picked up the chairs, took them to your mother-in-law's, and then I went to go get a haircut. And then from there, I came home. I was starved, got something to eat, made something to eat. Then from there, I went to go pick up the kids from school, brought them back. Then I took my son, got him a haircut, came back here, one thing after another. So yada, yada, yada.
Gave the dog a bath. Yes.
Yeah, also gave a dog a bath. Yes. So when you have all this crazy stuff going on, you really don't have a day off, especially during the holidays, which is fine because that's what makes the holidays great. You get to do things for other people. That's the whole point of Christmas, right?
I think particularly, though, you get busy before the holiday hits, and then Christmas comes, and then you have some downtime after. Isn't that pretty typical? People have downtime the 26th, the 27th, the 28th. You have some downtime, and then you have some free time to lay around if you want to lay around, or if you're like me, I want to bake, I want to cook, I want to entertain, I want to do something. So you have some free time.
I don't necessarily like that. You know why? With me, it's because the fact that I can't sit still. If the Christmas tree's still up, The Christmas stuff is still up on the 26th, 27th. I want to take it down.
Oh, so that's a great segue to our first topic.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
So let's talk about decorations. So
Yes.
when is it appropriate to put up the decorations? When is it too early? When is it too late? When are you wasting your time because you're only going to have them up for a week and a half? Versus when are you the crazy neighbor in the neighborhood because you've got your stuff up too early?
Okay. So with that, I guess we are crazy because I think the proper thing is with all the superstores, with all the Walmart superstores, Targets, every friggin' store on the planet puts their stuff the day after Halloween. Some even before Halloween now. But for us, the Adams household, we have to put it up a week before Thanksgiving. That's correct, right, Stacey?
I think a week before Thanksgiving is correct for the indoor decorations, and then we choose to wait maybe another week or so for the outside decorations, just so the other people in the neighborhood don't think we've completely lost our minds. So yes, I agree. But that's a departure from how I grew up, because literally we did not have decorations up in November any year that I grew up in the Nagel household, maiden name. We never had decorations up that early. So is that something that I adopted that you did when you grew up? Is that something I got from you, or is that something we started on our own? I'm not sure.
I believe it's something that you got from the Adams side, because my mom would always, my mom, she's this fantastic decorator, and she would put up the Christmas tree before Thanksgiving.
So she always did that growing up.
Always.
So see, I picked that side up from you and from your family because that's something we never did, which is kind of cool. I can change, I can mold, I can be a little different than the way I grew up.
I think you are different. How long have we been married now?
March will be 12.
12 years? I thought it was 13.
No, we got married in 2001, sweetie.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So yeah, on the outside stuff, we did not put any Christmas lights up at all this year. We have a lot of stuff that we normally put up, like inflatables, like probably six inflatable things that cover a whole lawn.
Crazy lights and spotlights, green and red, and just candy canes and a huge archway that's red and white lights everywhere. We have like the yard that is like the yard that people like to stop and drive slowly by, and we didn't do it this year.
Well, speaking of which, before, I spent all this effort, putting a camera down, my mother is a fantastic decorator for Christmas, but so is my wife. Now I want you to take a look, a live shot of our Christmas tree right now. Spirit. I love it. It's just, I always think about that. I always tell Stacey in July, I'm like, hey, we might be out on the boat, at the beach. And I go, hey, Stacey, before you know it, Christmas will be here. And she goes, don't talk about that.
I know, it's always here before you know it.
Yeah. So the proper thing is, I think what we need to really get to is why we didn't put the Christmas lights up is the fact that we're adopting a son from Haiti. It's taken us 3 years through this process. We just went in August and met him for the first time, and we thought we would have him here
By Christmas.
By Christmas, and little by little, it didn't happen. And we're still praying for a miracle. But I just wasn't in the mood to do outside Christmas lights because I want my baby Marvin here. And
so we didn't do outside Christmas lights. Just because we couldn't totally get in the spirit this year without him. And also, the other thing that we do every year that we did not do this year, we always do a family picture, and we turn it into our family Christmas card, and we send out 1,000 of them to everybody under the sun, including my work and Jeff's work and everybody personally that we know and family and friends. And we didn't do it this year. So nobody's getting a Christmas card from us this year. For the first year, I think in like 12 years. I mean, literally, when we first got married, we sent out Christmas cards with a picture of me and Jeff and the freaking dogs. And this year, we didn't send out a Christmas card. I just couldn't do it. I'm just waiting for my kid, and I couldn't take a family photo without him. And so I just put my foot down and refused to do it this year. Couldn't get into it. So maybe we'll take Valentine's Day photos or George Washington's birthday photos or something else once he gets here.
That's right. We didn't do Christmas pictures this year.
No, we did not.
Because
that's something that I plan and I do, and we didn't do it.
Well, no, that's not true, because last year I planned it. Because I hired the photographer.
Oh, you did. You had your friend come. Yes.
That's right. See, there you go. Bada boom, bada bing.
You did.
So with the Christmas lights, no Christmas lights, and we have a son and a daughter, and I don't think they really mentioned anything about it. I think Jacob probably mentioned it twice, like, hey, let's put up the outside Christmas lights.
I don't really think they cared so much about the outside. It was like the inside and the tree getting up and the Christmas village, and that's what's exciting to them. I don't think they gave a rip that we didn't do the outside. We've been doing it all these years, but I don't know. We'll do it next year because it makes me happy. I like to take pictures out in the street of the house.
Yeah, but we went to Mount Dora where my parents live. We saw downtown Mount Dora, the Christmas lights downtown, amazing. Christmas lights in the trees. I think I got my fix. And then just driving around the other night looking for Christmas lights, which I think we probably should do tomorrow night with the kids. Drive around and look for awesome Christmas lights and have a great time. That's what Christmas is all about. So even though we didn't do it, it's okay. I'm waiting for our baby boy Marvin to get here. And then, next year we'll do it so he can enjoy it and experience all the outside lights, spectacular, expensive electricity bill.
So let's talk about Santa Claus.
All right.
So this year, our son turned 8 years old. And it was very different than last year, is what I noticed. Last year, we could pull the wool over that kid's eyes. We could do anything right practically in front of his nose, underneath his nose, and he wouldn't notice. This year, completely different scenario. He was so smart. Like, we couldn't do anything in Walmart behind his back. He was catching on. He was calling us out on things. He was telling us that he didn't think it was Santa anymore and that it was Mommy and Daddy. And wow, I wasn't prepared for it so fast because last year, nothing. And this year, he was on to it. So, Jeff, do you remember how old you were when you stopped believing in Santa Claus?
I don't remember, and I just took my sunglasses off because I just realized it's, not bright in here whatsoever because you took them out of the light. But anyways, I think, I don't know. I can't remember. I remember my brother telling me, hey, there's no Santa Claus. It's Mom and Dad. And I'm like, whatever. Like the Ed Bassmaster. But no, he finally convinced me. We crawled down the hall, and he showed me my parents bringing in stuff. And I actually saw my parents one year bringing in a bike. And I'm like, there you go. My brother was not lying to me. He is.
So how old were you?
I think I was probably 8, maybe 7 or 8. Probably Jacob's age.
Really? You were 7, maybe?
Yeah, maybe 7 or 8.
That's pretty early.
Yeah.
That's pretty early. I think I believed until at least close to 3rd or 4th grade. I mean, 4th grade, you're almost 10 years old. So I think I was believing for a long time.
Well, when you have a brother like myself, who's 3 years older than me. I mean, he wasn't buying it. And, probably more than likely with us, Jacob's going to probably let the cat out of the bag at some point and probably tell Jasmine. So, it is what it is.
And that's why I believed longer, because I was the oldest of 4 siblings.
Now, there you go.
Yep. And you did believe only until you were maybe 7, because you had an older sibling that ruined it for you.
I still believe in Santa Claus.
But cousins are a major problem. So, like, Jacob has some cousins, and Jasmine has some cousins, and we have to make sure that they're not letting the cat out of the bag for our kids.
Yeah. But I still believe in Santa Claus.
You do?
He's real.
That's good.
He's real. He put all the toys in our attic. Speaking of which, now no one wants to know our family problems. I'm getting feedback there, yeah. So Santa Claus, he actually was real at one point. That's how we got Santa Claus in the first place.
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas. So what else on this white trash Christmas special? Normally what I do is the last time I did it, I showed all this crazy redneck stuff with Christmas lights and stuff. But since I'm running, doing all this crazy technology stuff right here in my office, I can't show a lot of different videos and stuff.
You mean crazy technology like inviting your wife?
No.
Oh.
Crazy technology of running this thing off of one computer, because if I put too much on it, it's going to crash the computer and then we have to start over. And you go, seriously? We got to start over?
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. So, white trash Christmas special. Haven't done it for 7 years, but normally it was, it was fun. We would, look at redneck Christmas lights and how rednecks decorate their Christmas trees and stuff. So, but we're just talking about Christmas stuff, and I would show videos of like the Christmas story, family traditions that we have. We always watch the Christmas story together. Elf. Instead of watching Elf this year, I watched it with the kids, but we actually, as a family, went to go see Elf the musical, which was amazing. The kids really enjoyed that.
That was great.
We still have to watch Scrooge the musical.
Haven't done it yet.
We have to.
We have to do it Sunday night.
Before Christmas, we have to do it.
Yep.
But we have family traditions that we love to do. And what are some of the family traditions that you like? You can mention them at Twitter, at TheJeffAdams at Twitter, or the Facebook fan page. Say what your family traditions are and what you like to do and all that good stuff. Speaking of which, I know speaking with you earlier, you got all your Christmas shopping done.
I did. I got all my Christmas shopping done. That's not my favorite tradition, shopping, but I did get all my Christmas shopping done today, and I was so happy to be finished with it finally. It's like a weight lifted. But I'll tell you, my favorite family tradition that I'm carrying on from my grandmother, we bake a cake and we sing Happy Birthday to Jesus on Christmas Eve with all the kids. It's so much fun. I love it. I think I'm going to do it till the day I die.
Yeah, that's always a cool thing. When I first met you and we spent the first Christmas together, I always thought that was really cool. I said, hey, man, they make a birthday cake and they light the candles and we sing Happy Birthday to Jesus. It's just a really, really cool thing.
And my grandmother used to make this cake called a Yule log. It was like this chocolate, crazy, rolled up, jelly roll looking crazy chocolate cake. And it's so intricate that that's sort of gone by the wayside. Once in a while, my mom will make it, but sometimes we just have a regular cake.
Sounds so good.
So this year, Uncle Tim's bringing the cake on Christmas Eve. We're going to have a happy birthday cake.
Will it be homemade?
What do you think?
But you know what? I don't think maybe 1 year I had a piece of the Jesus birthday cake, because by that time, with all the food at Christmas Eve,
the cookies, the appetizers.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, the meatballs, you're done.
So Jesus can pretty much have his cake all to himself.
So we have a huge Christmas Eve party every year at our house, and it's just family, but it's mostly kids. I mean, it's kids from age 1 to age 10, and lots of them. Hordes and hordes of children. So reining them in to sing happy birthday, and then we usually read the Christmas story from the Bible, is always a challenge, because there's like 20 kids to rein in and get them to be quiet. So it's always fun.
And there's always one sarcastic kid that has to interrupt the Bible story.
Mm-hmm. And usually it's Jacob.
Nah, it wasn't always Jacob, but it'd probably be Jacob. No, who would it be? It's normally when it's
Jacob is our son.
You're the 5 or 6 year old. You're normally, when you're 5 or 6, you're the one that interrupts. So it'd probably be Jasmine, but Jasmine doesn't have that personality to do that. Maybe it would be Ariel.
Possibly.
So what else? What else you got cooking?
So what do you do about having in-laws that live not in the same city that you live in at Christmas? So this seems to be something that several people brought up and discussed this year with me, like just people from work or whatever. Like, eventually you have a year where they're expecting you to drive and go to their city and you want to stay home. And so, like, how do you balance it? And what's fair? And do you do it every other year? Or, like, what do you do? I don't know. I guess everybody has to figure that out with their in-laws. But I guess I'm very blessed right now to live in the same city with all of my family. I didn't always, though. And I remember we lived in Apopka, and my family was an hour or so away. How do you balance, like, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Thanksgiving? You have all these holidays hit at the same time. Do you just get on the road for all the holidays, or what do you do?
Well, hopefully you have, in-laws that can get along. Number one.
Amen. We do.
And that's a real big blessing because we're very fortunate that my parents come here a lot during the holidays. So we can be with all of our family, which is a really huge blessing for us. But I mean, what if you're farther away? I mean, I know, like, for my brother, he's up in Maine. I mean, you're talking about a 2-day drive from Florida.
Right. Or a lot of my coworkers that live in Mansfield and have moved there to take a job up to, like, in the Boston area, but they're not from there. So do they fly back with their entire, like, family of 4 or 5 people to be with their parents, or do they ask their parents to come up to Boston? Or, like, I think it's difficult. It's a difficult topic for a lot of people because people move around a lot nowadays for jobs and stuff. I mean, it's a hard economic time, and people are having to take jobs that may not be in a geographic area that they'd like. And so they're having to move farther away from the family unit, the extended family unit.
Yeah, I think, if you're, 2 days away or 12 hours, 8 hours, you take turns. I mean, if you're that far, sometimes, like my brother, I mean, he probably wishes he could come down to Florida every year, but he's got a huge, family.
Sure. How do you bring 12 people down to Florida? That's difficult.
It's very expensive.
Well, you could get an RV.
Get an RV, but I mean, you take a week's vacation, you take 2.5 days to get down here. I mean, you can only spend what,
3 days?
Yeah, 3 days. So you think about it, you're
back
like,
on the road?
No way. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like shooting myself in the head because of the driving. And, my brother would probably be the only one that would be really driving, him and Tanya. Everybody else would be sleeping, on their iPhones, playing iPads, whatever, But I mean, if I was my brother, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. You crazy?
No, it's tough. It's tough at the holidays.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's something I do miss is not having my brother and his family down here and seeing him for Christmas. But, I'm sure they have a wonderful white Christmas in Maine, which we have absolutely a 72-degree, 88-degree Christmas in Florida.
A beautiful blanket of snow on their front lawn. Maybe we should go up there for Christmas.
That would be awesome one year. But then, again, we would have the same problem. You wouldn't be around your family for that Christmas. So got to balance it out.
Yeah, got to balance it out. It's tough.
It's very tough. It's very hard, and you're always afraid you're going to hurt someone's feelings and make someone cry, and why are they doing this, and why are they going there, and where are they at, why they're not here, yada, yada, yada,
So what'd you get your peeps at work for Christmas this year, Jeff?
I got, the groups I represent, I got them actually this cool, do I actually have it up here? I have one myself, but, it's this cool device. If you're on the go, I manage artists, and they travel a lot. And this is a great gift for anybody that travels a lot. I got them this charger, and I had to research really well because I know one of them is getting the iPhone 5, but it's 2 ports. One port's to charge an iPad, the other port's to charge an iPhone. So, and you can pretty much do 5 charges off this little box. So I got the artist I work with this cool phone charger, which is really, really neat. What did you get your people?
Well, I searched long and hard on crateandbarrel.com, and I found a really nicely hand-blown sort of looking wine decanter that I sent to the people that report up to me. And then to that I added one of those aerators, I guess they're called. You pour wine through it and it aerates the wine or does something crazy to it. It makes it taste better. I sent that to my boss.
Is that what we saw at...
It was like a miniature version of the one we saw at Brookstone.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It was a miniature version of that. Yes.
But does his wife drink a lot of white wine?
You know what I'll say is that he told me when he got it that they had been wanting one and that they hadn't gotten one yet. So he was glad to get one. And I told him to get a bottle of wine with his wife one Friday night and drink some of it without putting it through the aerator and drink some of it after putting it through the aerator and then tell me if there was a difference because I really want to know if it's a gimmick or not. If anybody knows if it's a gimmick or not or has a wine aerator, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, I would like to know it myself too because it looked pretty cool in Brookstone.
I mean, you can spend, anywhere between $30 and $100 on these things.
Well, listen, I mean, Brookstone was overpriced. I mean, Brookstone, it was like $79 and I was looking at it, hey, that's a great gift for Stacey. And good thing I didn't buy it because I went to Stacey and go, hey, what do you think about this? She goes, it looks like a gimmick. And I actually had already priced it. I priced it out at Amazon. It was like $58 on Amazon. It probably cost me altogether with the shipping probably $68. But it was less expensive at Amazon than it was at Brookstone. Same thing.
Yeah. So that's what I got. Last year, I think I sent Yankee Candle stuff.
Yeah, Yankee Candles. You can't go wrong with Yankee Candles. Back to the thing, a little bit on the cheap side. What's the proper price do you spend on coworkers and your bosses
or your direct reports?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do?
What do you do? What do you do? It's a good question. And what would be overboard too? How much? If you got a gift and you go, that's just ridiculous. Like I think if someone sent me a new car, I'd be like, something's not right.
I think it depends on where you work because I'm thinking, if you're like the mechanic that changes the oil at Jiffy Lube, I'm not thinking you go out and spend a ton of money on the manager.
You don't have the money to go spend on a manager.
I think it depends on what you do, what the culture is, what the environment is, what your pay grade is, which tax bracket you're in. Like, I don't think anybody needs to go overboard. I think you need to be thoughtful, though, and remember the people that help you out during the course of the year. I mean, yes, you try to remember your FedEx guy and your trash guys and, if you have babysitters that help you throughout the year and those types of people, or dog sitters or cat sitters or whatever. But I think you need to also remember the people, at the corporate office at work that drop everything to help you several times a year when you need a report or you need something, you need this, you need that, or they give just a little bit of extra help and it's not something they have to do. They're just trying to be helpful. Remember those people with something small at Christmas time. It goes a long way.
Speaking of which, you were talking about babysitters, garbage people, mail people. Did we do anything for them?
Yes, some of them. Some of them I have not. Well, I was watching Good Morning America.
When this morning?
Yes. I was watching Good Morning America this morning, and I heard someone on there say that FedEx and the post office technically are unable to accept any types of gifts or tips. So I was going to try to figure out a way to get around that. So if I try to put a $20 bill in a Christmas card, they can't take it. You got to do something else.
You know what's funny? This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I have this on a dual screen. You really can't see it right now, Stacey, but it's it's so funny because I'm like so low. It's like a double screenshot, and you're like so high. You look super tall. I look like a midget.
Oh, so should I slouch?
I look like a little person. Yeah, you look so domineering. I look like this little midget.
Well, that's a good thing since you're 6'5" and I'm 5'6".
Yeah, but I look so small. I look like this little guy.
So we're like inverted right now.
Yeah, doesn't look good. And even if I try to sit up, I think it's my chair too. But my chair is like stuck. It won't go up any higher. So Christmas, White Trash Christmas, Jeff Adams Show. What else you got, Stacey?
Oh, let's see. What was your favorite gift from last year, Jeff? Do you remember any of your gifts from last year? Let's see. Put you to the test here.
I don't know. I don't even remember. Truthfully, shoot. I don't even remember. What did you give me last year?
Any of your gifts, not just from me. Anything. What was your favorite gift?
I think the most memorable gift that you ever got me was, I think when we first got together, you got me that Motif 6 keyboard sampler deal. That was pretty awesome.
Well, I hope that was memorable. It was $1,500 at a time that I didn't have that much to spend.
Oh,
So
that was the year you made $32,000 commission check or something?
No, it wasn't that year. It wasn't that year.
Oh, wait, $130,000 commission check?
No, it wasn't that year. Hope you enjoyed that. I think my most memorable gift was probably, and it wasn't even a Christmas gift, but it was probably when you bought me the aquamarine, or was it blue topaz? The blue topaz necklace. Yep.
That was actually for our wedding anniversary.
Correct. So it wasn't even a Christmas gift.
And I picked something out. I think I was in, where was I? Minnesota, and I picked that out. And then luckily I bought it at a chain, and you said...
You bought earrings?
Yeah, I bought earrings, and you go, oh, you gotta have something like this. And so I said, well, take it back, find something you want. And you
had some like that.
Yeah, and you found something...
I found something comparable and reasonable in price.
But it was a lot more than what I originally spent.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was going to get something reasonably priced, and you saw the blue topaz pendant necklace, and you said, oh, can we just see that? And you took it out and put it on, and you're like, you got to get it because it goes with your eyes, and it's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing.
It's really good on you, and you deserve it. And anyway, made me feel like $1 million.
Yeah,
that's, I think, my favorite gift ever.
It's my favorite piece of jewelry you have. I mean, it really does. I mean, I wasn't trying to be this, husband saying all the right things to.
No, but you did. And now the nice thing is, I buy my clothing around that necklace just to go with it because it's blue topaz.
No,
I look for aqua colors, and it's good.
It's an amazing piece. I mean, it really does. One of my favorite pieces of jewelry that you wear. Not because that had to do with our wedding anniversary or anything, but man, it really does. It really does bring out your eyes. You're a beautiful woman.
Thank you. So that's my favorite gift.
But it wasn't Christmas.
It wasn't Christmas, but that's my favorite gift. So you asked me what's my most memorable gift.
That's
the one that pops to the top of the list.
I think this Christmas, the gift I got you, it may not go down as the best gift, but I think it's the most thoughtful gift I've ever got you. And maybe I missed the mark, but I'm just like banking on this that you're going to go, wow, this is really cool. I never would have thought of this.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. Got what? T-3 and counting. Do I get to open it on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
I don't know. Probably Christmas morning.
Okay.
So, there you go. So, White Trash Christmas 2012. Not much comedy, but you know what? I got to tell you, it's so nice to do one of these with a co-host and someone beautiful to look at. That probably I'll get a lot more views because of her. People, clicking through the streams or YouTube and go, wait, who's that? And they'll click it. We'll get extra clicks, which I'm very grateful for. But the White Trash Christmas special, Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas.
And blessed to have a beautiful wife, Stacey Adams. It's so nice to do the show with you. And share the microphone with you and just talk, shoot the breeze. Shoot the breeze about miscellaneous topics. It's great.
It was so much fun and outside my comfort zone, and yet here I am. Enjoyed it, had a good time with it, and it's good for my self-development at work.
There you go. Hand claps. Let's take one last shot of the Christmas tree. I got to just put you in the Christmas spirit. Let's take a look at the It's a pretty good looking tree. I wish I could show you more of it. But the chances of a kid walking by, pretty high. That's a live stream. But, God bless you guys all. Sorry there wasn't a lot of comedy where I was cracking on things. But, very blessed. This is kind of a family edition of the White Trash Christmas Special 2012. Can't believe we're going to be hitting 2013 soon. It's been a wonderful year. And I am blessed to just share life with this woman that I'm sharing the camera with right now. She is a amazing woman, and I wouldn't have choose anybody else except for you. And thank you for everything that you've ever put up with me, and all my faults and all the baggage that I've dealt with. And thank you so much, and I love you so much, and Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Are you going to start changing the toilet paper roll on the toilet paper holder?
I've already started doing that.
That's great. If you love me, you will.
I've already started doing that. I've already started doing it.
Thanks, everybody. It was so much fun.